Good morning and welcome to Emily in the Kitchen. So I talk a lot about budgeting, and whenever I'm talking with friends or clients and I'm going through all the different ways you can save money without, having it be really challenging or a hardship on your life, I often talk about eating from home. It's so easy now to just grab fast food or eat at a restaurant. Anywhere you drive, any errands you have to go on, there's something to eat. But there's tremendous savings if you can eat from home, even just a few more days a week than you already are. So for me, as a working mom, I have to make sure that whatever I'm cooking is easy and doesn't take a lot of time, and also obviously fits within my budget. I'm also not a very good cook, so I have to make it something that's pretty foolproof for any time I want to cook it. So I have a couple of meals that I love to make that my family unfortunately has to eat almost every week, but they are very budget friendly, they are health friendly, and they're something that I can do on my schedule. So one of the ideas I had was to share a few of those with you. So instead of just saying, hey, I want you to eat at home more to save money, I want to show you some practical, quick ways to do that. So today, I am prepping dinner for tonight. It's early in the morning, not too early. I've already had coffee, as you can tell, but it's early enough that I'm gonna put some food in the crock pot, and then I'm gonna go to work for a few hours, and when I come back, I'm gonna finish it up. So we're gonna do a crock pot chicken. This is a recipe that I found on Pinterest a really long time ago. For those of you who don't know what Pinterest is, that's okay. But we're gonna start with some chicken and just add a couple of things into the crock pot. But what I wanna tell you is something really exciting. This entire meal cost me under $10, okay? And for a family of 4 like mine, that's just about $2.50 a person. It's actually even better savings than that because my children don't eat anything I cook. So my husband and I get to eat this a couple of nights in a row. So we're gonna start out with some chicken breast. So I buy chicken breast in bulk, and this package has 4 breasts in it. I only need 2 breasts for this recipe. So I'm gonna take 2 of them and put them in a freezer safe bag. I'm gonna freeze them, and then whenever I wanna make this recipe again next week, I'm just gonna pull the bag out of the freezer. The nice thing about this recipe is that you can make this from fresh or frozen chicken. Now watch this, I'm gonna put this chicken right into this bag. See how the bag is standing up for me? I was today years old when I learned that these Ziploc bags do this for you. It's pretty fantastic. So we're gonna put 2 of those in there, and in just a bit I'll zip that up and I'll put that in the freezer. Then I'm gonna take the other 2 breasts. This is very complicated, fancy cooking technique where I grab the breasts with my spatula or tongs, put them in the crock pot, just lay them down nice and flat on the bottom. You might be saying, that's not a crock pot, but I assure you it is. This is the base, goes into a fancy stand later. All right, so we have done the hardest part of this whole meal. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. It can be any brand, I'm partial to everything at Aldi. And these cans are about 50, 65 cents a piece, depending on the week. And we're gonna take those and grab a handy dandy pink spatula I steal from my daughter all the time, and we're just gonna pour those right on top of the chicken. Notice my really fancy technique as I'm doing this. This is very complicated. Believe it or not, I attended a culinary school, not for culinary. So I really know how to open cans and pour the soup out. Look at that, that's amazing. Okay, now, we all know canned soup isn't the healthiest choice here, but we have to balance living on a budget, having busy lifestyles, with getting some decently nourishing meals on the table. All right, so we got our soup done, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add a ranch packet. I know, fancy long name, ranch salad dressing and seasoning mix. Just call it a ranch packet. It's about 55 cents or so. I discovered the ranch packets about a year ago. Absolutely life-changing. And we're just gonna take that ranch packet and we're gonna just drizzle it there on top of the soup mix and chicken, drizzle it right on top. I'm going really slow just for fun, but I do this really fast in the morning. And then the next thing we're going to add is a vegetable. Every meal needs a vegetable, right? So you have two choices here. You have a canned vegetable. Mixed vegetables are very easy to find and also very cheap. This can was about 65 cents. Or you have frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables do have a bit more nutritional value, so I do opt for frozen when I can. This bag was about $1.15. So we're gonna open this up, use my handy dandy fancy cutting tool here. And now watch this, okay? This is really important. You have to pay really close attention because this is very serious technique. You're gonna dump the vegetables into the crock pot. That was very hard. I practiced for a few hours before I did that. All right, and the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put the lid on it. If you like it, then you should have put a lid on it. We can cut that out, don't worry. Okay, so that's it. I am done. I am now gonna put this into my base. I'm gonna cook it on low for about 6 hours. And when I come back, the chicken's gonna be really soft and easy to pull apart. I'm gonna shred it. I'm gonna make it a pulled chicken. I'm gonna give it a good mix, let it sit there for another 20 minutes or so. During those 20 minutes, I'm gonna be making something to pour this over. You can eat this just like as is. That's not a problem. My family likes to put it over something carby. So we do pasta, we do rice, sometimes we do egg noodles. I think tonight we're gonna do a brown rice. So come back later because that might change. A lot happens in 6 hours. All right, so it's been 6 hours, got a lot of work done. Now it's time to check on our chicken. I've actually only stirred this once since you last saw me, so you can take a quick look at what it looks like. Delicious. Okay, so now we're gonna pull the chicken. Now you can use fancy things like these, but I also break all my skin when I do that. So I only use forks, and we're gonna go ahead and just pull it all apart. It's all nice and soft. Now you might be thinking, man, there's a lot of liquid in there, but you need it because it's gonna get soaked up a little bit by the pulled chicken. But don't forget, we're also gonna add a little bit of rice or noodles or penne to this. So once we put it all together, you'll be surprised by how quick all that liquid is soaked up. So remember, we've barely touched this all day. It took us on video maybe 5 minutes to put together. In real life, takes me about 2 minutes to throw it all together. And it only cost us $10. So really great value here, very decent nutrition, especially if you're feeding a family. All right, so we've got that pulled really good. I don't like to make it too small. My children have different opinions on how pulled the chicken should be. And then I'm just gonna toss it a little bit, give it a good mix. Oh, missed a piece. Mix that up really good. And now I've turned my crock pot to low at this point because my chicken's cooked all the way through. But we're not gonna have dinner for another 2 hours, just the way our day worked out. So I'm gonna leave this sitting here on low, probably come stir it every 30 minutes or so. And then we'll make some probably pasta if we're catering to the younger child today. Make some pasta and then we'll put our bowls together when it's dinner time. See you in a bit. All right, so it's the end of the day, we made it. And there's actually been a whole lot of time between when this crock pot was done and when dinner's going on the table, because we've got young kids, lots of activities. So now that it's time to eat, I've got everything ready to put the plate together. When you weren't looking, I quickly made a pot of pasta, took about 8 minutes, and I made an entire bag of bow ties. Bow ties are my daughter's favorite. And now we have a whole bucket of bow ties to get us through the week, and we'll use them in a lot of ways. So I'm gonna prepare my husband's plate. I'm just gonna fill the bowl at the bottom with some bow ties. He likes lots of pasta. All right, I give my crock pot just a quick little stir here. And scoop it up. You can see, just dribble it right over. And then because I know him so well, I just get like little extra liquid from the crock pot, pour it on top, and voila, dinner is done. And I just spread that out. There you go. And that's a whole meal right there for a normal person, but I'm sure he will have seconds. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll come back and see what we have next time.